Hi everyone, I'm so excited for you to join us on Hometime with Robbie and Susie. This week we are going to be learning about Australian places, and today we are going to be exploring the state of South Australia. Would you like to join me?
Hi, I'm Robbie. Hi, I'm Susie.
Hi, I'm Miss Carly, the teacher. It's time for
Hometime
with Robbie and Susie.
I have hands, watch me clap. Oh, what a miracle am I. I have feet, watch me stand. Oh, what a miracle am I. Oh, what a miracle, every little part of me. I'm something special, so very special, there's nobody quite like me. I have arms, watch me swing. Oh, what a miracle am I. I have legs, they can bend and stretch. Oh, what a miracle am I. Oh, what a miracle, every little part of me. I'm something special, so very special, there's nobody quite like me. I have a spine, it can twist and bend. Oh, what a miracle am I. I have a 1 foot, watch me balance. Oh, what a miracle am I. Oh, what a miracle, every little part of me. I'm something special, so very special, there's nobody quite like me. There's nobody quite like me.
Hello friends! I am really excited to start an adventure with you. Would you like to go on a journey with me? Okay, so this week we are learning about Australian places, and I have a storybook here that is actually going to help us take an entire journey all the way around Australia. Would you like to come with me? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to read parts of the story and we're going to learn about some different places in Australia. And today we're going to start our journey in South Australia. South Australia is down the bottom here. As you can see, it's at the bottom of Australia. And so we have our lines here and they're going to travel along. And we thought we'd bring Robbie and Susie along as well. So as we read the book, we will take Robbie and Susie on a journey around Australia, and you get to come too. Okay, so we're going to follow the book called Are We There Yet? Okay, so as you can see here in the front of the book, they have a car that has luggage and it's carrying lots of people and has windows. And as you can see, this little boy, he's holding a fishing rod. We've got a map and we've got coolers and eskies and clothes and even a spare tire. Because when you go traveling, you do need to bring lots of things with you. And I thought, here's a type of car that we would maybe travel in. It's got lots of windows so you can look out at the view as you're driving past. And there's probably lots of space to store your suitcases and your special toys that you've taken with you, just like these people have in the story. Okay, so let's see what South Australia has in store for us. Oh, here we can see the map. We can see they are going on a journey. They have their car. They actually have a camper van attached, and that's what they're sleeping in. So let's see their journey. So starting out, they decided that they would take 3 months to travel around Australia. They needed to leave behind their animals, but it's okay. Their Nan and Papa looked after them. They towed the Papa's camper trailer, and it was their favourite home for 3 months. And it started out small, but it folded out to make a little house with a table, a fridge, 2 double beds, and a stove and a sink. It had everything they needed. So the family's name, they have Mum and Dad, Luke, Billy, and that is Grace. Okay. Luke slept in his swag under the stars, except for when it rained, and then he bunked in with us in the camper. We were squashed, but it was cozy. Today, this was the day that they left. They helped Nan pin up a big map of Australia so she and Papa could follow our journey. I wish I was coming, Grace, Nan said as she hugged me tight. I'm going to miss our cuddles. Because when you go away for a long time, you might miss people. That includes maybe your friends and family or your pets. And so they gave Grandma and Nana a map so that they could keep track of their travels around Australia. So this is where they started, right down here, which is just there. So that's where we're going to start our journey. I waved to Nan and Papa until Dad turned onto the road leading out to the highway. I felt sad and excited. At the same time, nobody said anything for ages, not until they reached the coast. On our first night, we camped on the edge of the Flinders Ranges. It felt like we were the only people in the world. At Streaky Bay, we stuck our heads in the mouth of a great white shark. Oh my goodness. We made letters with our shadows at Murphy's haystacks. The giant boulders glowed in the afternoon sun. You see that there? That evening at camping ground, Mum said Billy had to use the women's bathroom because he was still little. He was embarrassed. Okay, he said, but if anyone comes in, call me Kylie. We drove past wheat silos and windmills, and Billy said, are we there yet? It took us 2 days to cross the Nullarbor Plain. I waved to the people in passing cars and trucks, and they always waved back. You see some horses there too. We all had our favourite positions in the car. The Great Australian Bight looked like a giant had bitten a huge chunk out of Australia. Dad and Luke stood right on the edge of the cliff, but Mum stayed back. She held on to Billy and me so tightly my hand went numb. Ooh, she said, I can't look. You see here, it looks like a giant has bitten a bite out of Australia. It's kind of like here on our map. At head of Bight, we saw 10 whales in the sea below us. A mother and her calf were rolling and wallowing together. Their mournful music sounded like an underwater orchestra. It's making me sleepy, I said to Mum. They must be singing a whale lullaby. As we can see here, they have travelled from here all the way up. They've seen most of South Australia. And as we can see here on our map, this is where we started in the book, and this is where we're travelling to, all the way there. Wow, that was an amazing journey they've had, travelling through South Australia as they saw whales, and they camped out. They camped in their van or underneath the swag, or they camped in the Flinders Ranges where they felt like they were the only people in the world. So as we can see here on our map, we might get our Robbie and Susie, and each day we're going to explore the Are We There Yet book and travel around Australia just like the Grace does in the book. So they started here down at the start of South Australia and they travelled all the way up. Remember they saw the glowing boulders and they made shadows? And then they went all the way where they saw the whales on the Great Australian Bight. Remember the section where it looks like a giant has taken a bite out of Australia? Looks like they've explored, and we have explored, South Australia. So we're going to continue to learn about South Australia today, and we look forward to learning more about our other travels as we take the journey around Australia. Hi everyone, I'm so excited to be learning about South Australia with you today. And I have a song about South Australia. It's called Bound for South Australia, which means you need to pretend you're on a boat sailing towards South Australia near the Great Australian Bight, which is at the very bottom of Australia. Would you like to sing it with me? Okay, it goes like this. In South Australia I was born, heave away, haul away. In South Australia round Cape Horn, we're bound for South Australia. Did you like that song? Would you like to sing it again? Okay, you've got to pretend you're on the boat sailing along the Great Australian Bight. Are you ready? In South Australia I was born, heave away, haul away. In South Australia round Cape Horn, we're bound for South Australia. Did you like that song? I did too. I imagined I was sailing along on that boat. Okay, let's see what we have to learn next about South Australia as we continue to explore Australian places.
Thanks, Lauren. I am so excited to explore Australia with you, and I'm so excited that we are looking at South Australia today because I have a book and it's called Possum Magic. Maybe you've read it at home. But in Possum Magic, I think they visit lots of places all around Australia. And I think the first stop might be South Australia. So let's go have a look together. Possum Magic. Once upon a time, but not very long ago, deep in the Australian bush, lived two possums. Their names were Hush and Grandma Poss. Can you see? They're on the tree. Grandma Poss made bush magic. She made wombats blue. Oh, and kookaburras pink. She made dingoes smile and emus shrink. But the best magic of all was the magic that made Hush invisible. Look at this page. Can you see all the magic dust and star? And look, here's Hush. And the tail's disappearing. Oh, and then the body. And then his head. We can't see him now anymore. What adventures Hush had. Because she couldn't be seen, she could be squashed by koalas. Oh, the koala is sitting on her tail. Can you see? Because she couldn't be seen, she could slide down kangaroos' tails. Ooh. Because she couldn't be seen, she was safe from snakes, which is why Grandma Poss had made her invisible in the first place. Can you see? Hush is hanging onto the branch, but the big snake can't see her. But one day, quite unexpectedly, Hush said, "Grandma, I want to know what I look like. Please, could you make me visible again?" "Of course I can," said Grandma Poss, and she began to look through her magic books. Can you see? There's Grandma Poss's reflection in the water, but here's Hush, and you can't see Hush because she's invisible. She looked into this book. She looked into that book. There was magic for thin. There was magic for fat. There was magic for tall and magic for small. But the magic she was looking for wasn't there at all. She's looking at all her magic books. Grandma Poss looked miserable. Don't worry, Grandma, said Hush. I don't mind. But in her heart of hearts, she did. Hush is a bit sad. She wants to know what she looks like. All night long, Grandma Poss thought and thought. The next morning, just before breakfast, she shouted, "Oh, it's something to do with food. People food, not possum food. But I can't remember what. We'll just have to try and find it." So later that day, they left the bush where they'd always been to find what it was that would make Hush sing. Look, they've packed everything on their back and they're off to help Hush. They ate Anzac biscuits in Adelaide, Mornay and Minties in Melbourne, steak and salad in Sydney, and pumpkin scones in Brisbane. Hush remained invisible. "Don't lose heart," said Grandma Poss. "Let's see what we can find in Darwin." Can you hear? They've gone to Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, and now they're on their way to Darwin. They're going around Australia. It was there in the far north of Australia that they found a Vegemite sandwich. Grandma Poss crossed her claws, she crossed her feet. Hush breathed in deeply and began to eat. "A tail!" shouted both possums at once, for there it was, a brand new visible tail. And he's holding the Vegemite sandwich. Later, on a beach in Perth, they ate a piece of Pavlova. Hush's legs appeared. So did her body. "You look wonderful, you precious possum," said Grandma Poss. Next stop is Tasmania. And over the sea they went. Look, they're travelling in an umbrella. And there's Hush, a body and a tail. She just needs her head now. In Hobart, late one night in the kitchens of the casino, they saw a lamington on a plate. Hush closed her eyes and nibbled just a little bit. Grandma Poss held her breath and waited. It worked, she cried, and she was right. Hush could be seen from head to tail. Grandma Poss hugged Hush and they both danced. Here we go round the lamington plate till early in the morning. Look how happy Grandma and Hush is as they dance because she's visible again. From that time onwards, Hush was visible. But once a year on her birthday, she and Grandma Poss ate a Vegemite sandwich, a piece of Pavlova, and half of a lamington, just to make sure that Hush stayed visible forever. And she did. Can you see? They're all eating the food that helped Hush become visible again. And that's the end of the story. It's a great story to explore Australia and going all around and looking at all the different places. And I loved all the different food that they ate along the way. Maybe you might eat some lamingtons at home with your family, or maybe you might have some Pavlova, Or maybe you might eat some Vegemite sandwiches at home, or maybe Vegemite on toast. I actually have a song for you about Vegemite. Maybe you might know it, or maybe you might like to sing it with me. It goes like this. We're happy little Vegemites, as bright can be. We all enjoy our Vegemite for breakfast, lunch and tea. Our mummies say we're growing stronger every single week because we love our Vegemite. We all enjoy our Vegemite. It puts a rose in every cheek. It puts a rose in every cheek. Do you know that song? I remember that song when I was growing up. And I love to put Vegemite on my toast with a bit of butter. Maybe you might make some Vegemite toast or a sandwich at home. But I think we are going to go and do an experience with Lauren today. And I think we might be making something that Hush and Grandma Poss ate in their story. So let's go have a look.
Hi everyone. Stacey, that was such a great story. I love Possum Magic.
Do you know what? I love Possum Magic too. It's one of my favourite books. And can I show you my favourite page?
Yes, definitely.
My favourite page is when Grandma Poss does her magic. And have a look at this page. And there's all the beautiful colours. It's like a rainbow coming through with all the stars. Oh, I love this story.
Oh, can I show you my favourite page?
Oh, I'd love for you to show me your favourite page.
My favourite page is this one, where Grandma Poss and Hush are eating Pavlova on top of the umbrella.
Oh, and then they sail off in the umbrella. Oh.
And they use Grandma Poss's beautiful scarf as a sail.
Oh, that is a very fun picture. I wonder how they would go eating Pavlova on top of a round umbrella without losing it.
It'd be very tricky.
Oh.
Well, I have an exciting experience because this is my favourite page and I love that they're eating Pavlova. I thought we could make some Pavlovas today.
Oh, what a great idea. And it's starting to make sense why we've got all this beautiful fruit on the table.
Yes, we do. Well, to make Pavlova, you can make them at home as well. You might need an adult's help, but we have some meringue, which is going to be our base. Then we have some strawberries, some cream, some banana, and a passion fruit.
Ooh.
So would you like to learn how to make a Pavlova?
I would love to learn. And we're going to make like little mini individual ones, are we?
You can make a really big one, but we're going to make small ones.
So exciting. I would love to help. So what do we need to do first?
Okay, so what we need to do first is we need to get our fruit ready.
Okay.
So would you like to cut up the banana, Stacey?
I would love to. I'd already washed my hands ready.
Me too.
Oh, and first I just need to peel the banana. I feel like there's a song about this. Peel banana, peel banana. Peel the banana all the way off. Ooh. And then, how would you like me to cut the banana?
So we only need a few slices. So just make a few slices so they look nice and round.
Ooh, some nice thin. Oh, they're making some nice circles.
They are. And that's about all that we'll need, Stacey.
Perfect.
So maybe we can save that banana for a snack for afternoon tea or something.
Good idea.
So we'll just put this here and then we are going to cut some strawberries. So would you like to cut the strawberry up?
I would love to.
We don't keep the green bit. We only need the red juicy bit.
We don't need the green bit, no. We might do the same. We might cut it this way and do some beautiful, oh, can you see the beautiful red slices?
That is fantastic, Stacey.
There we go.
Okay, should we do one more strawberry?
Maybe one more.
Maybe one more. Oh, you picked a great one.
Oh, do you know what? Whenever I cut up fruit, I always think of a song that I used to sing with my little girl, and we used to go, chop, chop, choppity chop, chop off the bottom and chop off the top. What we got left, we put into our bowl, chop, chop, choppity chop.
That's a really good song.
We used to always sing that because sometimes when you cut up fruit, just like our strawberries, you have to cut up the bottom or the top, just to make sure you get those good juicy bits in the middle.
That's right, and these strawberries look so juicy, and I can't wait to put them on our pavlova. So the next thing we need to do for our pavlova is I'm going to chop our passion fruit. So I'm only going to chop in half because have you ever seen inside a passion fruit? Because it looks, you can't see the inside. We can see the strawberry because it's the outside. So let's see what happens. Passion fruits are a little bit tough, so you need to use some muscles. Oh, it's starting to, and look, it's quite purple.
And that's right, it does have a hard outside because it's protecting something beautiful inside.
Let's see what's inside.
Oh,
wow.
Look at the beautiful colour. You're right, there is like the purple around the outside and the white, but all the passion fruit goodness with all the seeds and the juices.
And we are going to use those seeds, and they smell delicious.
Oh, very fresh.
So it looks like we have all of our fruit ready. And so what we need to do now is we need to get our meringues ready.
Yes.
So I'm going to pass you a meringue. Just on your
Thank
plate
you.
there. And meringues are made of egg whites. So they are hard, like this. And as you can see, there's a little gap here that we can put our toppings in.
It's almost like a little nest. Just like a
is.
bird makes a nest with a little rim, so
Yeah.
the eggs stay in. We've got a little nest to put all our fruit inside.
So our meringues, how to make them pavlovas is we need some cream. So I'm going to put some cream inside my nest. Put some cream inside my nest, just like this. Don't need too much, and you can do the same if you like. And this is what's going to help our fruit stick. Okay, and then I think I'm going to put some strawberries. And you can actually decorate your pavlova. You can even stand your strawberries up like this. And you can also put your banana in, but you can put it on anyway. You can just pour it on top if you like.
Oh, I like the way you're sticking your strawberries up. It makes it look very pretty. I might do the same.
That. And then I'm going to put some banana on. And I think I'm going to actually, we've got beautiful round bananas. I think I'm actually going to cut mine in half and make 2 parts. And I think I'm going to stick that just on the inside as well. So I'll do another one.
I'm going to keep mine as they're round slices, and I'm going to put them up against my strawberries. Make it look like almost like a little flower.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a flower.
Perfect. I
And
just need one more on mine.
that looks amazing, Stacey. And then the last thing you need to do is put your passion fruit on. So, would you like to go first? You just scoop out a little bit of passion fruit and you drizzle it on top.
Oh, I might do it this way and look. Oh, you can see the juice. Oh, and the seeds all coming. Oh, there you go, Lauren.
Thank you.
And then hopefully I won't drop it. I'll try and show you. You can see all the seeds are in the middle and just going over my banana.
So pavlova, and now we have made a pavlova. Pavlovas are very Australian. And because we're exploring Australia this week, we are making, this is an Australian food. And have you ever had pavlova before?
Oh, I have. My mum would make one of those very big pavlovas, and it would take a long time of whisking all those egg whites and things together. And she'd decorate it with all sorts of beautiful seasonal fruit.
That sounds delicious. I too have had a pavlova, and the pavlova that I have is usually Christmas Day.
Mine too!
And my mum makes one too, and it's covered in fruit, and we even sprinkle a bit of chocolate on top.
Oh, a little bit of a
so
treat there.
We do, and we slice it, and everyone has a slice, just like Grandma Poss and Hush did in Possum Magic. And so now that we have made our own pavlovas, just like this, should we try it?
Oh, I think so.
I think it's going to be crunchy and gooey at the same time.
I think it might be too, because it's a hard meringue shell.
Do you think we'll make a mess like Grandma Poss and Hush did in Possum
I think
Magic?
so. I think I might have to hold my plate up nice and high
Me
just to make
too.
sure. All right, ready?
That is delicious.
so yummy. I can taste the cream and the passion fruit and that yummy strawberry and banana. Yum, yum.
Oh, it's delicious. Well, we look forward to you making your own pavlova at home.
Yeah, maybe you could be like Grandma Poss and Hush, and you could maybe make your own little afternoon tea and have some pavlova, maybe some Vegemite sandwiches, or maybe some lamingtons.
Yes.
Ooh.
Or some Anzac biscuits. So they're
yum.
all very Australian food. So I can't wait for you to explore some Australian food, and we can't wait to see you next time. Bye.
Perfect. See ya.
Very good.